Now the next step is to parse this data. Now we want to be able to use this data inside our Flutter application and not have it something like this. So how can we do that? So once we are successfully able to print data to our terminal, we want to be able to get the data and not just print it out, but instead show it inside our Flutter application. So how can we do that? How can we get the data that we have and try to show it inside our Flutter application? For that, we need to parse this data. Now, if you'll go down to this API response, you'll see like this is just a big string, a big JSON string. We want to be able to parse this JSON string in Flutter. So I can search for parse JSON string in Flutter. And if you'll just quickly look for it, you'll get a few articles on how you can parse. It says like we need to use something called a JSON decode from this Dart convert to serialize this JSON data. How should we do that? So I'll come back to it. I'll have to import this Dart convert which is made available by the Dart team, and I can come down to my function and just type in variable data equals to JSON decode, which should take in some string source. In our case, the string is this response dot body that we are getting. I can just paste it here and just do that. Now I want to, let us say, from our string that we are getting, just print out this message. Let us try to print this out. So how can we do that is type in print, the print statement, and this should take in data, and inside these square brackets I want to pass in the key, which in our case would be message. Now if you look at this particular string again, what you'll notice is like this JSON data was a complete string, but once we decode it, we'll get like a JSON, we'll get it as map string dynamic. So in this case, all these keys are string values. So this status is a string value, this message is a string value, and all the values corresponding to them. For example, in this first case, 200 could be a dynamic value, like it could be a number, it could be a list as is this case, or it could be anything, like it could be string itself. So this is a complete pair of map. This is a map with string values and string keys and dynamic values. So by using this square brackets, we'll type in the name of the key that we want to access. In our case, it would be message. This should print out the value, which is success, to the console. So let us just save this file and just hot restart our application. So we'll get this button again, and we'll also open up our terminal. Let us say new terminal for now. And when we click on this go to next screen button, let us check out our debug console, and you'll see like we got the response status, which we were already getting. We also got the body, which we had previously also got, but we also printed out success to our console. So we were actually able to decode our JSON response, get a map from it, and just parse that, as in get the message and type in the key value and get the corresponding value for it. So we were able to do that. Now we want to go a little bit further and try to get the code. Like we don't just want this success value, but let us try to print out the console. Let us try to print out the code. Now what you'll notice is this code is the string key, but the corresponding value is a list, and inside this list the first element is what we want to try to access, this value. So how can we access this value? So I'll come back. Instead of doing a data messages, let us type in this key, which is quotes. I replace this message with quotes, and since this is a list, we want to get the 0th element of this list. So I'll type in 0, and then once we get the 0th element, from this 0th element we want to print out the text value. So let us put in text here, but let us make this a string. Now if I save this file and hot restart my application, I'll again get like the button appear here, and let me click on it. So let us see, are we able to get the particular data? Yeah, and we have, this was our original response which had the quote, I keep guitars that are, and we were able to successfully print out the quote to the terminal, which is really cool. Now let us also try to get the name of this author. So we have an author right here. So I'll come back to it. I'll again copy this print statement that we have, paste it here, but inside of instead of using a text here, I can just type in author. Replace this with author. Hot reload my application really quickly. Hot restart, go to next screen. Once you do that, you should get the quote printed out and also the name of the person, like who is the author of this particular quote. With that done, we are again able to successfully parse, and we'll also are able to get a particular value of this response.